Well, I got this Syba SY-ENC35028 RAID enclosure on eBay for $32. And it's a 2-bay, so you can configure this thing either RAID 0, RAID 1, or JBOD. And what I want to do is I want to take it as a RAID 1. Now, to open this thing, all you got to do is take four little screws out of here, 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 and here, and just take this little lid off like that. And then this guy pulls up like so, and it exposes the two bays. And it's got a little groove in here, so there's only one way to put it in, so you have to put it back in. Well, you'll find out right away. Uh, but anyway, all it is, you just put your drive in here and plug it in, and it's got the the holes in there for to secure the drive. And you turn it over and you put the other drive in. And in here, it's got a little toggle. Where is it? It's got to have a little toggle in. Oh, here it is. This red. And by default, it's set to just a plain old 2-drive bay. And the opposite of this, going the other way, is RAID 1, which is what I need to do. So I just need to flip it the other way. Flip these two. Well, not as easy as I thought. Jeez. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, I'm going to have to get a screwdriver to do that. But you just, well, the configuration is in there in the manual. But for setting it up to RAID 1, just flip these two that way. Now there are the four possible configurations, which is just the two drives by themselves, or a big RAID, or RAID 0 and RAID 1. So it's up to you what you want to do. But for RAID 1, that's pretty good. Of course, RAID 1 is the only one that it can rebuild on its own if one fails. And when it does fail, you're going to see a light here lit that one of them is bad, so you have to replace it. And then on RAID 1, and then it's going to be blinking here when the rebuild is going on. Now, one of the things about this thing that I notice is, I'll bet you those drives are going to get hot in there. So the very first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to see where's the other cover. Here's the other cover. It'd be nice to put a fan in there, but I don't think it fits. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these slots here, and I'm going to let them breathe. You know, I don't know that I'll. Well, this is plastic, and this is plastic, and the other one's metal, and it'll be really difficult to make holes in that. Even, well, maybe I can. You know, but it'll take a while. But it's much easier to do this one. See, so this one, see which way it is. I don't think it makes any difference. Well, it has to be in one direction. So I'm just going to cut slots in here and let it breathe. And slots over here. Okay, so that's fine. So yeah, well, obviously no, it is open in there, which is good. Hey, look at that. It's got the configuration right there. Like so. See, so in the down position, it's just a plain old 2-drive configuration. and then that's the big RAID, and then this is just RAID 0, and in reverse. So I'm going to reverse them and make them RAID 1. Anyway, it's right there, which is neat. Anyway, I'm just gonna cut this before the drives in. Putting the drives in, I'm gonna just cut slots in here, and I might just put it close to a fan so it breathes. Because if you don't do that, I mean, you put some big drives in there, it's not gonna work. Smaller ones probably work better if you put 2.5s in there. But if you put a 3.5, then this thing is really gonna get hot. So I'm going to have to make some holes in here. It doesn't have any holes on this side. Let's see. Just got to be careful. There is a tiny little fan in there, but it's got no breathing room. Look at that thing. It's got a little tiny little fan in there. But all that's going to do is just circulate the air, which is, I mean, what do you want that for? So I got to be kind of careful here. That's ridiculous. Look at this thing. There's a fan, and then there's a it's got no place to breathe. So that little fan, I don't know, that's gonna help. I don't know how good that is, but that's gonna help. That little fan in there. I hadn't seen that. So that's good. So all I'm gonna do is put little slots in here and put slots over here, so it either pulls. I don't know if it's pulling or not, pulling or pushing. But it's got to have some places to breathe. Anyway, that's going to be a pretty good little deal here for 32 bucks. I wish I could have, probably should have spent double the money and gotten either a SATA or or USB 3.1. But anyway, this is for my purposes. All I'm going to use this for. And I'm going to use RAID 1 because I'm going to do backups, and this will serve the purpose. Even though I have a very large RAID, enclosure over there with 4 disks, I'm going to use this for system backups as opposed to just regular backups, and that'll serve my purposes. Anyway, that's a pretty good little deal for 30 bucks. And like I said, all you got to do is now that it does have a little fan in there, I'm just going to put, oh yeah, I wonder if I can put a bigger fan. No, temporarily what I'm going to do, since that's not going to be running all the time, I'm just going to put, or if you get one of these, just make sure that you make holes in there. So this thing can breathe on both sides, so you have good circulation. And heck, that's a real good deal. So you can't beat this. Pretty good deal. So when it first comes up, you go into disk management, and of course I've already did it a little bit ago, but it comes up and you initialize it. Now right now, this is the enclosure right here, and it's running RAID 1 because it's running the RAID off of the enclosure. Now, you may not have this, but I've got the Intel RAID RST configured on this system, and I could have just left it just like it was and used the Intel RAID off of the motherboard and the software, but I'm going to try to run it as it is, running off the enclosure. If it doesn't work, then I'll use the RST like I did on this drive right here, and that I configured as a separate disk, and I'm guaranteed by the RST that it will rebuild it when I do lose one. Now I don't know. I'm going to try it and see what happens. But if it doesn't work, I'll just use the RST as 2 separate drives and leave the configuration as it comes, and just do the RAID on the system. I don't know if you have that option, but that is something that you can do. Otherwise, you're going to have to use whatever they do on the enclosure, and hopefully it works. I'm going to try it this way. If it doesn't work, then I'll just switch over.